Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you a great matchup as the Blue Valley Tigers, coached by Catherine Witten, take on the Blue Valley North Mustangs, coached by Ryan McCoy. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from Blue Valley.
Hi, my name is Alvaro and I'm a senior this year.
I'm Vince and I'm a senior.
I'm Arish and I'm a junior.
I'm Nikhil and I'm a junior.
I'm Willie, I'm a senior.
And our contestants from North.
I'm Matthew, I'm a senior.
I'm Annika, I'm a senior.
I'm Olivia and I'm a junior.
I'm Hugo and I'm a junior.
I'm Ellie and I'm a junior.
All right, fantastic. Here in the first round in categories, we will take turns answering questions. If the team responds correctly, they earn a point. If they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal that category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by Blue Valley. So Tigers, here is the first question. It is general knowledge. Which level of scouting is for girls 6, 7, and 8 years old? Mustangs, chance to steal this general knowledge question. What level or which level of scouting is for girls 6, 7, and 8 years old? Olivia?
Brownies.
They are the Brownies. Staying with you, Mustangs, current events. Name the UK Prime Minister who recently won parliamentary approval. Olivia?
Boris Johnson.
It is Boris Johnson. Coming back to you, Tigers, U.S. government. Multiple choice. Which of the following best describes American foreign policy between world wars? Internationalist, imperialist, isolationist, or gunboat diplomacy? Overall?
A.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this U.S. government question. Which of the following best describes American foreign policy between world wars? Internationalist, imperialist, isolationist. Hugo?
Isolationist.
It is isolationist. Staying with you, Mustangs, general knowledge. Headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, this international organization has helped to stop or at least delay the extinction of dozens of animal species since its creation in 1961. Name it. Annika.
The World Wildlife Fund.
It is the World Wildlife Fund. Coming back to you, Tigers. Science, chemistry. Does the splitting of a uranium atom unleash 100%, 50%, 10%, or less than 1% of the total energy locked in the atom itself? Willie?
10%.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Mustangs, chance to steal this science and chemistry category. Does the splitting of a uranium atom unleash 100%, 50%, 10%, or less than 1% of the total energy locked in the atom itself? Hugo?
Less than 1%.
It is less than 1%. Mustang, staying with you with U.S. history. What term was used especially in the 60s for, quote, a bus trip made to parts of the southern United States by persons engaging in efforts to integrate racially segregated areas? Annika?
Freedom Ride.
Freedom Ride. Very good. Coming back to you, Tigers. Literature, poets. By what collective name are the English poets Robert Southey, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and William Wordsworth known? Vince?
Romantics.
They're not romantics. Mustangs, chance to steal this literature poets category. By what collective name are the English poets Robert Southey, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and William Wordsworth known? Hugo?
The big three.
They are known as the Lake Poets. The Lake Poets. North, we are staying with you. U.S. government. Elections is the category. In what type of election is a second primary held when no candidate receives a majority of votes? Tigers, chance to steal this U.S. government elections category. In what type of election is a second primary held when no candidate receives a majority of votes? Everall?
A runoff?
It is a runoff election. Staying with you, Tigers, sports is the category. The traditional marathon relay of the Olympic flame begins at what place in what nation? Everall?
Mount Olympus in Greece.
That is correct. Coming back over to you, Mustangs, science, chemistry. In a mixture of two or more gases, the total pressure exerted by a gas is the same as if each gas alone occupied the volume. Identify this principle of chemistry. Time. Tigers, chance to steal this science and chemistry category. In a mixture of two or more gases, the total pressure exerted by a gas is the same as if each gas alone occupied the volume. Identify this principle of chemistry. Nikhil.
Principle of partial pressures.
Cannot accept that. We're looking for Dalton's law. Dalton's law. But we are staying with you, Blue Valley. Current events is the category. Experts estimate that 500 million animals have been killed in bushfires raging in what country? Vince.
Australia.
Australia. Coming over to you, Mustangs. Shakespeare is the category. Which of the following Shakespearean characters would have been best described as a Machiavellian Superman? Was it Prospero, Brutus, Richard III, or King Lear? Annika?
Brutus.
Not Brutus. Tigers, chance to steal this Shakespeare category. Which of the following Shakespearean characters could have been best described as a Machiavellian Superman? Is it Prospero, Brutus, Richard III, or King Lear? Arash?
King Lear.
Richard III. Richard III. Tigers, staying with you, U.S. history is the category. The War Powers Act was passed by Congress to protest the decision that led to the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam conflict. Over the veto of which president was this act passed? Everall.
Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon. Coming back to you, North, sports is the category. What is the longest race in horse racing's Triple Crown? Time. Tigers, chance to steal this sports category. What is the longest race in horse racing's Triple Crown? Everall?
The Kentucky Derby.
It's the Belmont Stakes. Belmont Stakes. Staying with you, Tigers, vocabulary is the category. A Spanish-derived word for rich vein, mine, or pocket of ore. A rich find in mining or prospecting, or something that yields unexpectedly large profits is known as what? Willie?
El Dorado.
Not El Dorado. North, you have a chance to steal this vocabulary question. A Spanish-derived word for a rich vein or mine or pocket of ore, a rich find in mining or prospecting, or something that yields unexpectedly large profits is known as what? It's a bonanza. A bonanza. Mustangs, we are staying with you. Mathematics is the category. If the cosecant of an angle is 5/3 and the secant is 4/3, what is the value of the tangent of the angle? Hugo.
3/4.
Cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this mathematics question. If the cosecant of an angle is 5/3 and the secant is 4/3, what is the value of the tangent of the angle? Nikhil?
3/4.
4/5. 4/5. Tigers, staying with you, music is the category. What is the name of the style of jazz, combining elements of ragtime and blues, and all played by a small group of instruments? This music originated in New Orleans and is marked by strongly accented 4/4 rhythm and distinctive improvisation. Vince?
Bebop.
It's not bebop. Mustangs, chance to steal this music category. What is the name of the style of jazz, combining elements of ragtime and blues and played by a small group of instruments? This music originated in New Orleans and is marked by strongly accented 4/4 rhythm with distinctive improvisation. Olivia.
Bluegrass.
It's not bluegrass, it's Dixieland. Dixieland. North, we are staying with you. Vocabulary. It is multiple choice. Does effigy mean the same as scoundrel, leader, image, or hostage? Olivia.
Image.
Image. Back over to you, Tigers. Geography is the category. The world's deepest lake is located in Asia. Name it. Nikhil?
Lake Baikal.
Baikal, very good. Coming back over to you, Mustangs. Roman architecture. Name the rectangular building from ancient Rome architecture, which was generally divided into a nave, side aisles, and one or more aspices. Time. Blue Valley, chance to steal this Roman architectural question. Name the rectangular building from ancient Roman architecture, which was generally divided into a nave, side aisles, and one or more apsises. It is a basilica. Basilica. Blue Valley, staying with you, mathematics is the category. How many cubes with paint on 3 sides would result from cutting a painted 3-inch cube into 1-inch cubes? Nikhil?
8.
8 corner pieces. Back to you, North. World geography. Identify the enormous depression extending from Jordan to Mozambique that is an area of intense geological activity where the African continent appears to be splitting apart. Hugo.
The Afar Depression.
I cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this world geography question. Identify the enormous depression extending from Jordan to Mozambique that is an area of intense geological activity where the African continent appears to be splitting apart. Is the Great Rift Valley. Great Rift Valley. Blue Valley, we are staying with you. Famous places. Other than the Library of Congress, where is the largest library in the United States? Vince?
New York City.
Cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this famous places category. Other than the Library of Congress, where is the largest library in the United States? Olivia?
Philadelphia.
It's at Harvard. It's at Harvard.
Oh.
We got time for one more question. European history going to you, Mustangs. Answer the following question about Queen Victoria. What was the name of her husband? Time. Tigers, chance to steal this European history question right before halftime. Answer the following question about Queen Victoria. What was the name of her husband? Vince. It's Albert. Albert. All right. That tone does denote the end of our first half, and we have a halftime score of Blue Valley 6 to Blue Valley North 7. At this time in our program, we are going to go to a representative from each school as they will give us a campus update. And it looks like, Averall, you are giving us the update for the Tigers, so what's happening at Blue Valley?
Well, John, so we just started the second semester of our school year, and Mr. Bacon, our principal, fired up everyone, all the classes with his inspirational run-to-finish speech. After that, our winter sports are in full swing right now, and along the music departments, our band, orchestra, and choir will be going through the state auditions next weekend, and our debate team will also be competing at the state tournament. So a lot going on at Blue Valley.
All right, good stuff. All right, and Matthew, you were giving us the update for the Mustangs, so what's happening at Blue Valley North?
Our winter sports started this week with bowling starting as well. In February, we have our musical as well as a blood drive.
All right, so lots of things happening over there. Blood drives aren't that funny, but yeah, they're important. Very good. Well played. All right, and to begin our second half is our lightning round in which questions are placed on the floor for either team to answer. Of course, if they answer correctly, they earn a point for their team. If not, the other team still gets a chance to steal the category. As in tradition here on categories, we will start with our look and listen question, which is worth 2 points. And we will display that here as on a monitor in the studio, as well as on the screen for those playing and watching at home. So here we go. Both teams, aviation is the category. Give the nickname and number of this 1970s era spy plane. Matthew? That's the SR-71 Blackbird. Very good. All right, both teams, here we go. Next category is literature. What title did Anna, excuse me? Sorry, let me start over again. What title did Anna Karenina's lover have? Vince? Sorry, Duke is not correct. Mustang's chance to steal this literature category. What title did Anna Karenina's lover have? Ellie?
Count.
He was a count. Science, biology for both teams. What is believed to be the principal biochemical task accomplished by the cellular structures known as ribosomes? Willie?
Make proteins.
Yeah, protein synthesis. Very good. Government, vocabulary for both teams. Operation Just Cause forced Panama's General Manuel Noriega to go into hiding in 1989. The United States offered $1 million for his capture. What word designates, quote, a reward given by a government for killing? Nikhil?
Ransom.
It's not ransom. Mustang's chance to steal this government vocabulary question. Operation Just Cause forced Panama's General Manuel Noriega to go into hiding in 1989, and the United States offered $1 million for his capture. What word designates, quote, a reward given by the government for the killing or capture of an individual? Hugo?
Bounty.
It's a bounty. General knowledge for both teams. A Cornish prayer asked to be delivered from ghoulies and ghosties and long-leggedy beasties and what? Things that go bump in the night. I'm not Cornish, I've never prayed that, but that's okay. Ancient history. In 1281, Kublai Khan sent an army of 150,000 to conquer Japan. For 7 weeks, the samurai and the Mongols were locked in battle, and the outcome seemed in doubt until a hurricane wrecked the invasion fleet. The Japanese called the hurricane kamikaze, which means what? Hugo?
Divine wind.
It means divine wind. Okay, we're at this part of our second half that we will have our team theme huddle, which is 2 questions. Teams are allowed to confer after the second question is read, and the team captain must be the one to respond to the answers, or to the questions. Both questions must be answered correctly in order to earn the 2 points. All right, here we go. The category is modern music. Avicii was a popular star in EDM, which stands for this type of entertainment. Question 2. This outspoken hip-hop artist recently released a gospel album. Averall?
Electronic dance music and Kanye West.
Those are the correct answers, yes. Continuing with our lightning round, U.S. presidents is the next category for both teams. He was the first president licensed to pilot an airplane. He learned to fly in the Philippines while a lieutenant colonel on the staff of General Douglas MacArthur. Name this general and president. Arash?
Eisenhower.
It is Eisenhower. Architecture for both teams. It was designed by an Irish-born architect named Joseph Hoban. Its site was chosen upon a plan prepared by a French engineer, Major Pierre L'Enfant. Its original walls were of sandstone. It was burned in 1812. Averell?
The White House.
It is the White House. Famous quotes for both teams. Finish this classic wisdom about fools from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Quote, a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of blank. Nikhil.
The mind.
Cannot accept that. Mustang's chance to steal this famous quotes. Category, finish this classic wisdom about fools from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Quote, a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of what? Olivia.
The Fool.
Not a fool. Little minds. Little minds is what we're looking for. Plus, I wanted to say hobgoblin. All right. Here we go. Media, television is the next category, and it's a pretty long question, so here we go. Finish this opening from a famous TV series. Quote, there is a fifth dimension beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension that is vast as... Olivia?
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone, thank you, because there was a lot more on that question. Twilight Zone is correct. Vocabulary for both teams. This 9-letter word is used by manufacturers to market products with tiny, unnoticeable flaws at a discount. This label appears most frequently on linens and clothing. What is it? Avril?
Defective?
Not defective. Mustangs, chance to steal this vocabulary category. This 9-letter word is used by manufacturers to market products with tiny, unnoticeable flaws at a discount. The label appears most frequently on linens and clothing. What is it? Irregular. Irregular. Both teams, world history is the category. What period of struggle between communist and democratic nations began after World War II? Olivia?
The Cold War.
It is the Cold War. Literature for both teams. James Michener wrote a novel entitled Texas, but the earlier novel Cimarron by Edna Ferber dealt with what state that borders Texas? Olivia?
Oklahoma.
It is Oklahoma. Science, space. Name any 3 of the original 7 Mercury astronauts. Alan Shepard, Gus Grissom, John Glenn, Scott Carpenter, Deke Slayton, Gordon Cooper, or Wally Schirra. Current events for both teams. Chefs at the 2020 Golden Globes prepared which type of meal for guests? Vince?
Plant-based or vegan.
Yep, very good. World geography for both teams. What is the capital of Bangladesh? Avril?
Dhaka?
Dhaka, very good. Fine arts, theater. Name the American playwright who created characters Ella Downey and Jim Harris in his 1924 play, All God's Chillun Got Wings. Vince?
Zora Neale Hurston.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Mustangs, chance to steal this fine arts and theater question. Name the American playwright who created the characters Ella Downey and Jim Harris in his 1924 play, All God's Chillun Got Wings. It is Eugene O'Neill. Eugene O'Neill. Fine arts for both teams. What group rebelled against Impressionist naturalistic depiction of light and color? They continued using vivid colors in real-life subject matter, but emphasized geometric forms, distorted form for expressive effect, and used unnatural or arbitrary color. The movement was led by Cezanne, Gauguin, and Van Gogh, and Seurat. Was it the Dadaist, Cubist, Post-Impressionist, or Olivia?
Post-Impressionist.
Post-Impressionist, very good. Language for both teams. When Monsieur Gavard asks you, quel âge avez-vous? What is he asking you? Avril?
How old are you?
How old are you? It's pretty good French. U.S. geography, states and religion, all in one category. Which state capital has more than 30 Buddhist temples? Olivia?
Sacramento.
It's not Sacramento. Tigers, chance to steal this U.S. geography, states, and religion category. Which state capital has more than 30 Buddhist temples? Avril?
Boston?
It's Honolulu. Honolulu. Makes sense once you hear the answer. U.S. history for both teams. On January 4th, 1904, the Supreme Court ruled that what islanders were not aliens, but still not citizens? Olivia?
Puerto Ricans.
Puerto Ricans. Science for both teams. How many volts does each cell of a lead-acid battery discharge? Willie?
12.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal this science category. How many volts does each cell of a lead-acid battery discharge? Annika?
2.
It is 2. Have a little bit of a lead here. We're just under 3 minutes. Blue Valley 15, Blue Valley North 18. U.S. government, FBI. The FBI has 57 field offices. Only 3 of them are located on islands. Name one. Avril?
The Honolulu office.
Honolulu office on Oahu, very good. Yep. Other would be in Puerto Rico, one on Manhattan Island as well. TV, cartoons is this next category. The Burmese tiger trap, the jet-propelled roller skate, and every odd contraption used in the Roadrunner cartoons are all made. Vince?
Acme.
Acme is by that generic fictional company. Vocabulary for both teams. A knee tendon cut to cripple an animal. It has come to mean crippling for Matthew.
Hamstring.
Hamstring. Very good. Music for both teams. In 4/4 time, if the measure has a dotted quarter note and a half note, what kind of note would complete the measure? Matthew?
Eighth note.
An eighth note. World history. This man purported to be a descendant of King Solomon. He gave Ethiopia a constitution in 1955 and ruled as the emperor of this country. Vince?
Haile Selassie.
That's perfect. That's great. That's right also. Geography for both teams. Getting close on time here, just over a minute, score 18-20. This island is believed to have been visited by Leif Erikson. Verrazano was there in 1524. It's a triangular-shaped island. Vince?
Greenland.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Mustangs, chance to steal. This island is believed to have been visited by Leif Erikson. Verrazano was there in 1524. It's a triangular-shaped island about 5 miles off the coast of Massachusetts. Olivia?
Newfoundland.
It's not Newfoundland, Martha's Vineyard. Both teams, government and economics. Name 3 U.S. government cabinet-level positions. Averell.
The Attorney General, the Secretary of Agriculture, and the Secretary of Transportation.
Those are 3. Very good. There's a long list. Science, species for both teams. Which of the following animals does not belong in the same class of this list of others? All right, here's the 4 choices. Pick the one that does not belong. Spider, tick, centipede, scorpion. Vince?
Centipede.
Centipede. We have a tie game here at 20 apiece. We'll go with this question. Children's literature. These 3 lived in the woods. They went for a walk one morning. Matthew? 3 bears. That is correct. And you got that right as our time ran out. And we have a final score now, Blue Valley 20, Blue Valley North 21. An outstanding game played by both teams. Please join us again here next time on Categories as we'll continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.